Live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
One of the things that makes us men of the people, common men,
what's that?
Is that we give away stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Like Julio Cesar Chavez. I give back to my people.
Okay.
Good morning. It is In the Building.
Manny Pacquiao was a man of the people, too. He used to go just after his fights, he would go to the Philippines and just, hey, start a line. We give everybody some money.
Yeah, just walk around.
He just walk around giving people money.
Throwing out 20s and stuff.
Great dude, Manny Pacquiao.
And he'd sing for him. Lying beside you.
I don't need him singing or playing basketball.
He could sing.
No, he couldn't.
Yes, he could. It was ridiculous and dorky, but he would sing like late 70s yacht rock tunes. He actually made like recordings and shit of covers from the late 70s and early 80s, like
damn
REO Speedwagon and Bread and Christopher Cross tunes and stuff like that. Well, the reason I bring that up to begin our show today is because we have to give this hat right here away. And not only, Rudy,
why you got the Malibu's Most Wanted going again?
Is it fresh in the building swag, but I have worn it on top of my head. This is Mike Taylor's DNA.
I like it.
In this hat.
I like it.
Because no doubt some of my hairs will get caught in this thing. I look terrible in hats, which is why you never see me wear them. But I'm wearing it today just for this horse race. All right, so we're going to start today with a horse race.
You want to start today with the horse race?
We did the horse race the other day, and I cannot stop laughing at it. It just tickled the shit out of me. So I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it. I loved it. So here's our horses here. All right, we have 8 guys that donated money yesterday to this show, right?
Okay.
And because they donated money to this show via the Super Chat or the Buy Me a Coffee link, they got their name into this horse race. And so there they are. Eric, former Mavs fan, Matthew Taylor. I think I might know him.
There.
Spoon, something called Corey, Geechee SA, something The First, somebody named Vallejo, and then I can't see the last one. Eric. Okay, here we go. Brian Whitener. That's your boy, Brian.
Oh, Brian, half Mexican white.
Yeah.
What's
the Arsenal
up, Brian?
fan. Okay. So let's get this show started today. But with a horse race, let's see. So how long are we going to do this? A 1 minute long race?
A minute.
All right. All right, Rudy, you are the resident horse race play-by-play man. And
is the Pub Sports Radio thing not going to be on there when they start, right? Or is it going to be on there? Okay, there we go.
There we go. We cleared the track.
Right,
we don't want the horses tripping over signage.
We had a streaker.
All right. All right. Without further ado, here he is, the voice of the day, Rudy J.
And 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off.
It's a slow trot.
Very slow start to the race.
Good Lord, they're drunk.
Mavs fan Taylor's out to an early lead, but these horses look like they had too much to eat last night.
These are Southside horses.
George Vallejo with the early lead, but Eddie the First has nudged ahead in the pink top and the pink mask on the horse. Eddie the First looks to be pulling away with about 33 seconds left, but Spoon trying to make a late charge there, Brad Wright, but I don't think he has enough. Geechee SA is just pissed himself, and whoever Mr. Smith is has absolutely no shot. It looks like it's going to come down to former Mavs fan Taylor and Eddie the First. George Vallejo is trying to keep up with the Pink Bandit, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Why are these horses so slow today? What is happening? Oh, Mavs fan Taylor making a late push.
Holy shit.
And it's
my God.
Luka wins. Luka wins.
Former Mavs fan, Matt Taylor.
Why were they so slow today?
Man, it's a long time. They got to pace themselves.
Oh, man. That's funny.
They're going to think it's rigged now that former Mavs fan won.
They are going to think
they're going to think that shit's rigged.
No, this is AI doing this.
It is
we
AI.
have no control on this. So, all right, there it is. That is actually my brother. Yes, my brother just won this hat. Is he even watching today? I'm not sure. Golly, he's probably in hibernation after last night. I wouldn't blame him either. But yeah, so bro, you just won this, man.
You got to
I will,
mail it to them,
I
or
will
you
mail it
going,
to
or you
them.
going to the Metro Sec? You just went, so I don't know when you're going
I'm
back.
not going any. I might go up for some Stars hockey playoffs, but
Oh,
that's
nice.
not for a few weeks. So I'll mail this to my bro. That's coming your way, man.
We got 3 "it's rigged already" comments.
It is not rigged. I would never do that. Y'all, you should don't
Y'all know
insult
Mike.
me. Do
Y'all
not
know Mike.
insult
He
me.
would never.
If anything, I would rig it for my family members could not win if
Right.
I were going to rig it. But no. My brother's in here all the time, fairly and
Why did
squarely.
they put Eddie the First in pink? That
What's
was a
wrong?
female?
You wear pink all the time.
I do wear pink all the
Pink's
time.
nice. By the way, we've not addressed the other day when you were at the Pearl. You got distracted in your own content video because some dude walked by in a crop top.
It was crappie.
We need to talk about that at some
Underboob.
point. Maybe not today. Let's talk about crop
But they're
tops.
back. We'll talk about it.
Exactly.
They're back. They're in style
Yeah.
for men of
Yeah.
all whatever.
Right.
All men.
Let's discuss the
Yeah, we'll
crop
discuss
top at
that.
some point. Welcome to In the Building. Congratulations to Matthew Taylor. He has won this beautiful In the Building cap. We will give away more gifts here and there on these shows, and we'll decide them with these horse races because they amuse
He's
me.
in here. $199 champion. That's right.
Orale, and gave more money. All right. Hey, Matt, text me your address, dude. I'll send this to you today.
And who was that with $9.99? Aaron Canooper?
Yeah, my boy Aaron.
No tea time. No, what did he say? Tea time like no other. It's tradition like no other.
Absolutely.
That's right. It is.
That's correct.
It is Masters weekend.
Outstanding. So there it is. Very good. Congratulations to my
Congrats.
brother. Excellent. He's won the hat. I'll send
We'll
that
do
to
another horse race next week for a Shiner Bach hoodie.
you. Yes, sir. All right.
We don't want to water it down.
Yeah, for sure. No, we don't want to do it all the time.
Yeah, we don't want to do it all the
Save
time.
it for special occasions
Right.
and such because it is really cool. It's a great bit. I don't want to lose the bit. I don't know if anybody else is
You need to
entertained
get us
by
a
it. I
Missions
love it.
4-pack, and we could do that.
Missions tickets.
You
That
get us a
could-
Mission
I
Family
can make
4-pack.
that happen.
I know you can make
Yeah,
that.
I could make that happen. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome in here, y'all. It is In the Building. It is the Texas Cheer Studios, which you see us do this show from every day, emanating from the Pub Sports Radios in Southtown, Texas. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. Isaac
Bookie.
III is in the building. $20. Good morning, fellas. Weekly
Damn.
horse races should be a thing. Matt, I missed it. LOL. God bless. Thank you, man. No
See,
bullshit.
People love it.
We did not make my brother win. I
No,
can barely
dude,
turn
we're
on
not
my phone.
Dude, we're not qualifying that. We're not
All
qualifying
right,
that.
all right, all right.
Mike wouldn't do that.
No,
So,
never.
We're not qualifying.
No, God, no. My brother makes 4 times more money than me. I ain't going to rig a fucking race for him. I'm a fledgling little mom and pop business owner. All right, man. Here we go. And I wanted to start the horse race off first because the next topic we're about to do
Mhm.
puts me in a shitty mood.
Okay.
It really, really
So you
does.
wanted to be in a
man.
good mood while we did the horse race.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah. So forgive me, man. Where to begin? Speaking of my brother. So since this whole thing went, it was February the 1st. I get a call. I'm sitting in a restaurant with my twins in Honolulu, Hawaii. And it is late in Texas because we're at dinner because we're 5 hours behind in Hawaii.
Right.
So me and the kiddos at dinner, it's probably 8:30.
Damn, you remember where you were? I don't remember where I was.
I'll never forget.
I don't remember where I was. Go ahead.
I'm sitting in a swanky high-rise restaurant bar with my kiddos in Honolulu, Hawaii, and my sister calls me out of the blue. Hey, what are you doing? And I know it's late back in Texas. I'm like, oh, this girl's drunk.
Right.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, I'm fine. What are you doing? She goes, well, her husband's name is Gary. Gary says that he thinks the Mavericks just traded Luka. I go, what? Gary saw something on his phone that says the Mavericks just traded Luka. That better fucking not be right. I'm like, wait a minute. Where did Gary see that? She goes, I don't know. He just saw it on a crawl or something. I go, no way. I said, look, I'm and I hadn't seen anything. I'm at dinner,
Right.
and I'm like, Cherie, she goes, I go, there is no way that the Mavs would trade Luka.
No.
Never. That's silly. Whatever he saw, someone's doing a bit. She goes, okay, well, I figured you would know. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call my brother and make sure this is not true.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
like, no, girl, there ain't no way. Psh, no way. Y'all go about your night. Have a good night. Love you. Hang out, kick, click. Didn't think nothing about it. 5 minutes go by. We're in the restaurant on the crawl. And all of a sudden, everybody at the bar goes, oh, shit. All these guys at the bar in Hawaii. Bunch of Laker fans, probably. Half of them.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, most of the NBA fans in Hawaii are either Warriors or Lakers. Those are their 2 teams. and everybody goes crazy at the bar. And I see the Shams tweet. Breaking news, giant red letters, breaking news. And then it was actually Shams' second tweet because he felt like he needed to retweet it and wrote, "This is not
fake.
This is for
because
real.
I didn't believe it.
This is for real, y'all." And I'm like, oh my God, there's video. One of my little twins, the Mexican twin, she pulls out her phone and she's videotaping me. And I'm on my phone just like frantically scrolling.
Yeah, you thoroughly checking to make sure it's really, really real, even though it's really,
right.
really real.
And MJ's just doing this. Staring at the screen with his hands on his back. What is going on? And I'm just scrolling. I'm like, oh my God. So I called my sister back. I'm like, girl, I am so sorry. Oh my, they really did. Are you fucking kidding? And she's just like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm like, I'm too stunned to give an opinion at this point. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Let me read up on this. I'll call you tomorrow. She's just frantic. And I can hear her husband in the background like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just pissed and just so stunned.
Who wouldn't be?
It's like walking in on your wife riding your neighbor.
Not that
dude.
That far.
Well, I mean, I've never experienced that. This has got to be a close number 2 for people that live in that area, especially. My girlfriend Nina brought up something last night that I'm like, damn, baby, that's poignant, and it's true. She's like, they must not like this guy Nico here, and Nina, she has a passing interest,
of course.
She's like, this guy Nico, he must not understand community. I'm like, no, he's a corporate hack from Nike.
Yeah, has no idea about community.
He has no idea.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, he lives his life on a spreadsheet.
Right.
And look, 9 times out of 10, you have to do it that way.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in analytics in sports.
And a believer in not being friends with people so you can make trades like this. That's why Bill Belichick was never cool with his players. Ruthless. So he could, if he had to trade you or cut you, he wouldn't have any feelings attached to it.
Except for Tom Brady.
Except for Tom. That's different.
Tom wants Garoppolo out of here.
He's out of here.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. And Nina's like, is this like the equivalent of us trading Tim at 25? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
It's the exact same thing. Well, had the Spurs traded Tim Duncan, as far as what he meant to the city.
Right.
Not just the franchise and how good he was, Rudy, but what he meant to the city, you know? And and she was right about that. So as we start this show today, like I've been stunned. I've been pissed because we've talked about this. Like, this is bullshit because it's changed the trajectory of the history of the NBA. And of all people, you hook up the fucking Lakers. That just makes it worse. And so, but last night, honestly, dude,
go ahead, Mike.
For the first time, as I watched Luka cry in the pregame,
he had bottom lip quiver cry. You know, that's a different, like, crime. You know, you shed a few tears is one thing, but when that bottom lip is quivering,
right,
that's a whole different type of cry, bro.
So so for the first time since this all happened, because I'm a Spurs fan, and my only ties to the Mavericks, and I grew up a Mavericks fan, but my only ties to that organization are my family. And I've given them shit, and we've gone back and forth. But at the end of the day, like last night, seeing Luka cry for the first time, I was legit pissed off. That fucking pisses me off because you fucked up sports for a lot of my friends and family. You fucked up sports for me as a sports fan, as an NBA fan. You fucked up the NBA.
But isn't he taking the bullets for the owner's decision?
Maybe. Tough shit.
I don't think Nico was like, hey, y'all, I'm going to walk in the front office and I'm going to trade him. I think he went up there and they said, hey, trade him because we're not paying anybody $400 million. We're here to make money, and we're here to build a casino in Texas. We're not here to pay anybody $350-400 million. I think that's what went down.
And that goes back to my point of y'all don't understand community. They have cost themselves with this trade way more money in the long run than they ever would have had to pay Luka Doncic. I saw a thing yesterday that Tim McMahon released that the projections are the Mavericks are going to cost themselves 9 figures in revenue over this trade. 9, not 7, not 8, 9. It is and I feel terrible for Mavericks fans, and I have a lot of respect for them too. They showed up last night, cheered their asses off for Luka,
fire Nico chant,
and did their civic duty, Rudy. It's their civic duty. There's a reason why you get to vote in elections.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the people have a say. One guy has no say. 100,000 motherfuckers are powerful. And that owner, Pat Dumont, and that fucking general manager, Nico Slapdick Harrison, they now realize that they fucked up. They know they did. They know that.
They know they did.
And they keep on doing this bullshit with the Mavericks Twitter feed, the official Mavericks Twitter.
I don't
like
follow.
They celebrated. They clinched the play-in last night. They're tone deaf and they're defiant, and it's bullshit. And, it's like, I feel terrible for the Mavericks fans, but F the Dallas Mavericks organization, F Nico Harrison, F the Mavs. You do not, loyalty is earned in this world, and those assholes deserve none of it. Absolutely.
You know what? I don't, for me, I, in a weird way, have a small amount of respect for Nico because he ain't snitched. Because I know every ounce of him wants to tell everybody, I didn't want to do this either. I don't think he doesn't have enough cachet to trade Luka. He's nobody as far as GMs go. He's not Sam Presti. He's not Pop. You know what I mean? He's not Rob Pelinka. He doesn't have that kind of cachet. To me, I feel like, and then once he's fired and once he's long gone, he'll tell everybody. So I have a small amount of respect for Nico because it would be easy for him to just throw these owners under the bus and say, "Hey, dude, I didn't want to do this shit either." But he's riding the company line because they pay his paycheck. So that I just don't feel like Nico did this. I don't think he acted alone. I don't.
So, all right, let's go down that route because we don't know that for sure.
I don't know.
We don't know that.
I have no idea.
Can only go by,
I'm speculating. I have no proof of that.
We can only go by.
But it's just he's too big of a person.
I just think
to trade him. You just got there.
And by the way, and there's another fucking reason why Luka won't acknowledge Jason Kidd either. I think Nico Harrison and Jason Kidd came to the realization.
He didn't speak to Jason yesterday? I didn't even.
He looked at him several times and he went like this. Fucking Luka glared at Kidd down the court several times, looked back on him, didn't say nothing, but just like gave him that fucking Luka look. And I think Luka thinks that Nico and Jason Kidd decided that they could not go forth with him as the face of the franchise. And they could not in good consciousness let Patrick Dumont and the Adelson family, these outliers that have no fucking ties to the state of Texas, that live in Nevada, that don't give two shits about anybody in Dallas.
No, at all.
They could not in good conscience tell these people, give this guy the supermax. We can't tell you that because we don't think he's the guy. We don't like him. We want to move on from him. And so I think the Dumonts gave Nico permission. I think this is Nico and J. Kidd. I don't know if that's right or not.
I don't either.
One guy if you're right about that, who knows? Cuban does. Cuban's reaction last night to all the fire, Nico. You see, the Cuban was just like, every time they do that, Cubans get pissed.
That's what I'm saying. I saw that, and that's why I was like, okay, well,
Mark
then
knows,
it's deeper than just Nico decided to give Rob Pelinka a layup.
Maybe Mark feels bad for Nico because Nico's in this no-win sitch because the Dumont told him, no, I'm not giving him the Supermax. The Cuban body language is one of the reasons why maybe you're right to an extent. But Cuban's also done public interviews in recent weeks where he totally disagreed with the move. Maybe he disagreed with Dumont's move. Maybe he knows that Nico was forced to do this. But at the end of the day, whether it's Dumont, Nico, Kidd, combination of all of them, honestly, Luka forever, fuck the Mavericks. That's bullshit.
I'm going to
F them. My brothers told me I'd rather not win the title with Luka than win it like year one with Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about he ain't one of us. In the great state of Texas, Rudy, things mean something to us down here. I can guarantee you, whenever it is the San Antonio Spurs decide to replace Greg Popovich, whether it's next week or 2 years from now, whenever that time comes, the Spurs are not going to go bring in some outlier that has no ties to how we do things here because we do things a certain way. The Spurs, we have a fabric. We have a community. We have a legit love for our team. And those Mavericks fans have a legitimate love for that organization. And these outliers that fucked over Mark Cuban, I bet you Mark Cuban would do a do-over and he would sell it to somebody else. Should have sold it to a Texan. Should have told it to somebody that has some sort of ties to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and understands the fabric of that community and understands that you can trade anybody you want except that one kid, and you trade that kid and then you shit on him and call him fat and call him a smoker and a beer drinker on the way out the door, fuck the Dallas Mavericks.
I'm gonna give this 24 hours, and then it's back to fuck Luka. I don't give a shit about Luka. Luka's an asshole. Luka's a fucking crybaby. But this 24 hours, I'm gonna mourn with him because
I thought you were pro Luka now.
Nah, I gave him 2 weeks and he just went back to the same old bullshit.
Last night was
24 hours, he deserves it. I knew he was hurt. I didn't know he was bottom lip quivering hurt. You know what I mean?
That's like his home.
I didn't know he was like bottom lip quiver, but that shit that touched me. I was like, damn, he really sick about this shit.
And then drop a 45 spot.
He dropped 45. And it is almost like watching that game, not the Lakers, the Mavericks. It was, I'm not saying they let him, but they were almost like scared to touch him. Like it was a weird game. Just watching the game.
The whole thing sucked.
It was a weird game. It was a weird vibe in the arena. I don't think anybody knew how to act. Another thing, I don't think because it was the Luka show, we didn't pay attention to the fact that, when they first come out onto the court and everybody's handshaking and high-fiving, the storyline that's way, way down the line is AD and LeBron had no eye contact, and it was a bullshit handshake because AD found out that LeBron knew all about the fucking trade, and he didn't let him know, but he's telling everybody, oh, yeah, man, we're best friends. That's my brother. It's not just my friend. That's my brother. So but that's way down the line of things. We'll discuss that like 2 years later. But I felt bad for Luka last night in that moment, and I'm not even a Luka guy.
Yeah, I felt bad. Like, I'm not a Luka guy either, especially not now with that logo on, but I am a Fort Worth native, and my family is part of the fabric of that community. I don't have any,
and they've supported them through thick and thin.
I don't have any ties to the Mavericks. I have ties to the Metro Sex,
right?
And that, just watching that last night, that pissed me off. I actually got legit pissed last night, and almost like I'm not a.
I wasn't bad. I felt bad.
I'm not a Lakers fan at all. I'm a LeBron fan to an extent. I'm a fan of Luka's game for sure.
Yeah, me too.
It ain't like I'm a Spurs fan. I don't want the Lakers to win another championship, but if the Lakers do haul off and win the title this year,
that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna laugh my balls off.
That'd be awesome.
All right, we got a couple of more. We got a few more people in here with some funds.
Aaron Canooper was first. He did another 20.
What's up, Aaron Canooper? Pull him up so I can read it, Holmes. Read that for me, Rudy.
You think, he says, you think these Mavs owners, who also are owners of Sands Casino in Las Vegas, want to run down Mavs to demoralize Dallas fan bases so they can justification to move them to Las Vegas? That's never going to happen. They're never moving the team to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
I don't think Aaron, what do I know? I don't never think Luka would get traded. My guess is that would never happen.
Yeah, if you're going to move the team, you got to take a franchise player with you. They have nothing to sell in Las Vegas.
No, you can't sell Anthony Davis.
No, I think, and why? But they don't need to run down the fan base to move the team. Just fucking move them anyway.
Yeah, if you want to, you don't
care
have
about
to.
Those people. But that theory's been thrown out there a lot.
Yeah, it's been, and I'm not poo-pooing on it, but I just can't see.
And
it.
I'm not saying that they don't consider. I don't think that the NBA would allow Dallas, Texas, to not have an NBA team. That's crazy. But their inclinations were to build. I think what's going to happen is I think that these people will sell the Mavericks. They thought they bought this team for the sole purpose of putting up a casino in Texas, hoping that the politicians in this state would vote yes.
I don't even think we
on
close.
Gambling. No, absolutely not. They were misguided. They were stupid. They didn't understand how the Republicans run the show and the evangelical Christians run the show in this state because they're not a part of our fabric. They're not a part of our community. These people do not understand Texans. They don't understand how we operate. We used to be our own fucking state. We have still motherfuckers riding around with bumper stickers that say secede, which is insane. The point is, you cannot operate a Texas team with a spreadsheet all the time. There are some exceptions, and they totally botched this. I bet you in 5 years they have a new owner. Luka's got 2 championship rings, and Nico Harrison has changed his name and moved to Canada or whatever. What a shitty scene.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoyed watching Luka drop bombs on the Mavericks, at the end of the night, though, it was just an awful, just gross feeling, man. After it was over, and I want the Spurs to hurry up and get good again. That's all.
Yeah. Shout out to John Fox 999 and
Thanks,
and
John.
Greg C 199.
Thank you, man.
Thank y'all.
It
Appreciate
is
y'all.
in the building. We are streaming live on Facebook and Twitter as always, and I
Okay.
appreciate that. A quick reminder: we've coming up Sunday. The debut of me and Rudy's new television show called Instant Rewind. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. on the Anthem TV app. Download the Anthem TV app for absolutely free and watch every one of the Instant Rewind shows with me and Rudy every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Show brought to you in part by Lone Star Nano Services. It is storm season, and a lot of y'all don't even think about your roofs until storm season gets around here. But you have an opportunity here to avoid major weatherization of your roof. I guess that's a word, right? Weatherization.
Yeah, that's a word. We'll roll with it.
As volatile as the weather is in the great state of Texas, you really ought to consider, especially if you own a home and you have an asphalt roof. They do driveways too, by the way. But if you own a home and it's in your roof's not new, you ought to consider having my boys at Lone Star come out and take a look at it. Because God prevent any future having to replace your roof if need be. Now, you get a tornado tears the roof off, you need a new roof. But a lot of times you just need to protect your roof with sealant.
Do the preventative work.
That's right. Go Nano, roof replacement alternative that will save property owners thousands on roof maintenance and repairs and increase the life of your roof by 10 to 15 years guaranteed. It's Lone Star Nano Services. Reach out to me if you're interested in talking to the guys at Lone Star Nano Services. All right, it is in the building. I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Who is the MVP of the NBA?
Jesus, don't do this. I've been saying Shea all year long. But damn, Joker's even better this year, and he won it last year. You know, I think he has 21 triple-doubles through 3 quarters. That's the most in 50 years in the NBA. It's not I don't know. Sometimes it's a team award. Sometimes it's not. I think Russell Westbrook won MVP when they were the 5th or 6th seed. So I'm not going to hold Joker's team against him. And I've been saying Shea, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
But how do I say no to Joker when he's better this year?
How many times has he won it already?
I want to say he has 3.
I think it is 3.
I want to say he has 3. I would vote for Shea, but I ain't going to be mad if Joker wins it all. But I would, if I had a vote, I'd cast my vote for Shea.
Okay.
But it's gonna, like, it doesn't make sense. It's like MVP fatigue. Like LeBron has 4,
yeah,
but he should really have 6 or 7.
Mike should have won 10.
Yeah, Mike. I mean,
you
LeBron
give it to him every year.
Yeah, you know, LeBron should have 6 or 7 MVPs. Like, I don't know how he doesn't. So I think that's what Joker's about to run into. Like, hey, it's time to give it to somebody else. But when you think about it, that would be the 4th person that's worn an OKC jersey to win an MVP. KD,
damn,
Russ, Harden, and now Shea. 4 MVPs have come through that small ass town that stole Seattle's team. So I'd vote for Shea if I had one.
All right. Yesterday I was being devil's advocate with you, and I said, how come Joker does not make the Nuggets
He
better
should,
if he's so badass? Because that's you hold lots of guys to that flame.
For sure.
LeBron, other guys, and fairly so, by the way. All right, I'm gonna hit you with some statistics. I'm gonna read this slowly.
I like this. Okay.
All right. So when Shea is off the floor, like out of the game,
Okay.
the Thunder have still outscored their opponents this season by 75 points. Right?
Okay.
So take Shea off the Thunder.
Okay.
They still outscore their opponents.
Really good basketball team.
By a total of 75 points. All right. When Joker is off the floor,
they're getting crushed.
When Joker's not on the floor resting or not playing, the Nuggets have been outscored by a whopping 252 points. So when Shea's off the floor, the Thunder are okay. They ain't great, but they're okay without him on the floor. When Joker goes to the bench,
they're shit.
The Nuggets go to shit.
Well,
how can he make a shitty team better? They don't have any great players. Jamal Murray is a
Always
fallen
hurt.
star.
Yeah.
Always hurt, out of shape. Probably got paid and decided to put his dick on the internet during the pandemic that time because he's an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been a disappointment in Denver. I guess the point I'm making is,
Well,
Jokic, I've done a lot of Nuggets talk the last couple of days inside my head because they fired Michael Malone.
right.
I read a column today in the USA Today. I forget who wrote it, but it was basically, Jokic, if anyone deserves to go on there and demand a trade, it's Jokic. He should demand a trade. What you talking about? Jokic got these people fucking fired. There ain't no way he did not know this was coming.
He knew.
And last night, his comments post-game after Denver played and they won, Joker was relieved to have Michael Malone out of the building.
You think so? Well, he was coaching last night. He had the board out. But
yeah,
when we talk about the V word, Mike, valuable.
Yeah.
Don't get no more valuable than when you're not on the court, your team gets outscored by 200. So that's a point. That stat you just read is a point for Joker.
He's having the greatest statistical season anyone's ever had.
I've never seen a big man do this.
He's far and away the best player in the league.
Yes.
Now, you want to give Shea the MVP? I get that because the Thunder have won a bunch and they're really, really good, and he's the best guy on that team.
Yeah.
I Mike couldn't win every year, I guess. There for about 10 years, it should have been LeBron and nobody else, but that's fine. I don't even really know who should be my point is that this whole Denver thing is just so weird. And I'll say this before all you Spurs fans. Oh, let's go get Mike Malone in here. Because Melo went on a rant about this on his podcast yesterday. Spurs need to get Mike Malone.
Really?
Yeah. Melo went on a long rant that Michael Malone's a perfect fit for San Antonio. I would scoop his ass up next week.
I missed that. Wow.
Somebody sent me the link, maybe my brother. Let's tap the brakes on Michael Malone real quick.
Why? Because
I want to let some things come out.
Well,
Joker. He was relieved to not have Mike Malone.
Interesting take. I didn't read that
body
language.
How you going? Everybody's asking, how you going to fire this guy with three fucking games to go in the season? He just won a title.
Joker had to sign off.
They were tired of his bullshit.
Yeah.
Now maybe they're a bunch of little spoiled assholes up in Denver. Maybe those players are a bunch of little punks. And Malone called them called them punks last week. Said they don't give a shit. They don't watch film. So is it that Malone was too much of a hard ass? Or everybody in Denver outside of Jokic is soft, and maybe Joker realized, okay, Malone's too hard on these guys. We need a fresh start. It's a soap opera in Denver.
I know one of the hangups. Well, I won't say I know, but reportedly one of the hangups is players started to lose respect for Malone when he continued to run Westbrook out there at the end of games when he's shitting the bed.
Russ sucks.
And Russ, the other night, Russ missed the layup to seal it and then fouled the dude shooting three. And everybody's, including Booth, who's the GM, supposedly they had a heated argument about him not playing a youngster and continue to run Russell Westbrook out there. Westbrook's been the common denominator since leaving Oklahoma with Houston. It was like weird. LA, him and LeBron lost their vibe. Washington, everywhere he goes, it seems like he starts to rub people the wrong way.
Every time.
And it's kind of like when we talked about a month ago when we said Kobe's jacking up bullshit shots at USA practice, and LeBron and D-Wade are looking at him like, you going to address this shit? Coach K did. Same thing happens in Denver. Mike Malone, hey, everybody's looking at you like, are you going to address Russell Westbrook coming out here and having a horrible plus-minus and just keep running him out here? What are you going to do about this? Because you missed a hard ass, but you ain't addressed Russ yet. That can rub players the wrong way.
Right. When you fire the GM and the coach on the same day, and these still don't even, the coach and the GM didn't even like each other, but the ownership's like, you know what? Fuck both of y'all.
That's like my mom. When me and my sister would argue over shotgun. Mm-hmm. Shotgun, and we fighting and we push.
Yeah.
Both of y'all get your asses in the back.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody's sitting in the front.
That's
right.
Exactly
what happened in Denver.
And so look, I'm not saying, and of course we're assuming Pop doesn't come back next season.
Right.
I frankly don't think he should.
I think he will.
Well, and I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Whether he should or will are different, and I'm fine. Let's say Pop decides not to coach. I'm fine with Michael Malone because I trust Brian Wright and RC and Pop to make the right decision. they're not going to go bring in some fucking Nico Harrison type son of a bitch in here. They're going to bring in somebody who can get along with our community,
Right.
and fit in with how we do things, and fit in. But we adjust to him too. Obviously, if it's an outsider like Malone, but Malone might want to seriously consider his approach in his next job, because he got sent to the back seat too, for a reason. All I can tell you is
that what we rolling with. I like
the greatest player on the planet looked super stoked last night to not have that cloud anymore. He did.
Damn.
Whether it's Joker being an asshole or maybe Michael Malone's the asshole, Nikola Jokic, he's coaching. I mean, this is the guy who's like, when's the parade? Oh, I don't want to go to parade. We have game tomorrow. Oh, God.
That's why we love him.
Now he's out there fucking coaching, doing X's and O's. Okay, that's a guy who's been rejuvenated. So let's just tap the brakes on Mike Malone, and let's consider it here. Let's see what happened. Let's let this thing play out before. Michael Malone, because he does seem obvious. Because Pop's a hard ass too.
That's what I'm saying.
But
it's not like
I get it. But Tim Duncan ain't walking through that door anytime soon.
No,
it's a different team. And we do things certainly around here. As Greg Popovich all reminded us 2 years ago when he got mad for booing Kawhi, that's not how we do things. That's not who we are, that kind of thing. So it's got to be the right fit, but it also can't be. You can't just go. You're not going to have Greg Popovich 2.0 because you don't have Tim Duncan 2.0. You don't have that. That ship is gone. It's a different vibe in the same family. It's almost like, okay, we raised 2 kids. They're off to college and they're doing their own thing, but we had a oops baby. And now this new baby's 15 years old. It's a different kid. Right. Same parents, different kid.
Oh, for sure.
Different dynamic. Let's tap the brakes on Michael Malone until we
see
figure
all the
out
story
what
comes
went
out.
down. Yes, that's all.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, we seen it happen to Nurse. He was with Toronto.
Yep.
Budenholzer with the Bucks. Now Mike Malone. Hell, even Mike, the 2 coaches, it's crazy last night. You got Doug Christie with the Sacramento Kings, who replaced Mike Brown earlier this year. And then you got the Nuggets assistant. Like, they're facing off against, 2 teams that fired their coaches in season, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy season, man. God almighty.
And then how do you give up on Mitch after they're beating teams in must-win games?
Tough shit.
Golden State, that game was important. That game dropped them down to 7th, and they played their asses off for Mitch last night on the road.
There's better out there than Mitch Johnson, right?
Yes.
But again, you have to consider the fit.
What if he's the next Spo, Mike?
That's great.
What if he's the next Nick Nurse?
Then I'm wrong. And I'm going to have to, if they decide to stay with Mitch Johnson, then I'm just going to have to trust it and get used to it and accept it until it fails. And then I can say, told you so. But until then, I have to put faith in a 5-time world champion here that has 40 years in the NBA of being the winningest franchise in the league by percentage.
Yeah.
I have to trust that. I have to trust these people. That's all I can do is give them the benefit of the doubt, because God knows that they've earned it.
I thought it was funny last night seeing, since I brought up the Spurs.
Yeah.
In 2016, when the Golden State Warriors are up 3-1 on the LeBron Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously Draymond got suspended. Obviously Steph's knee was messed up. But the one I saw, and the one thing that everybody blamed it on, and myself included, was they left Harrison Barnes open all 7 games for a reason. And he missed every shot, couldn't throw it in the ocean. So to see him hit the game-winning shot last night against the team that blamed him for the 2016 collapse, because they got his ass up out of there after that. Like, they got his ass up out of there. To see him hit the game winner last night, I was like, hey, Harrison, you're all right with me, dog. I know that felt good to him, because you got to remember, they're not playing for anything. And they celebrated like they got into play-in, but that's because everybody kind of knows the backstory on Harrison Barnes and the Warriors. That was a nasty loss for the Warriors last night, which is why I don't trust their asses.
Well, good for Harrison Barnes. It's one less fucking ping pong ball in the draft.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yay, y'all beat the Warriors.
Yeah, you're right.
That's awesome. On the last weekend of the season, when we need to lose, you beat the Warriors on the road. But good for Harrison Barnes. All right. It is in the building, presented in part by San Antonio City Soccer. Do you have a kid that is a soccer player? Maybe you're thinking about going to a new league or starting over this year, or just Maybe the kid wants to give soccer a try. If you have a baby born between 2007 and 2015, we're having placement events up at the official soccer league of In the Building. That would be San Antonio City Soccer. Multiple fields all over the city, several great leagues and coaches and divisions of all ages, boys and girls. They put your kid in a league that fits their current level of play, which is why it's not a tryout.
Right.
It's a placement is what it is. So the girls placement event starts May 6th and goes 6, 7, and 8. The boys go the following week, May 12th, 12, 13, 14. So if you're interested in having your kid come out and get placed with San Antonio City Soccer, hit us up. Go to their website. This is the premier youth soccer league in all of San Antonio. They just happen to be the official soccer league of In the Building. It is San Antonio City Soccer. All right. I have hardly watched any Masters at all so far. I'll probably stop down after lunchtime.
No, today that's all I'm going to be doing.
I have no idea how our guys are doing. For those that missed it, me, Rudy, and DJ Bouquet last night picked 3 golfers apiece.
Yo, what the?
Oh, there's our guys right there.
I love you, Bouquet.
Look at Bouquet's picture.
Hey, man, can you lighten me up? The fudge.
Smile. We can't see
That's,
Rudy.
what the hell, dog? And why?
Start smiling bigger.
And why do you look like Luigi, the Super Mario character?
I have no words.
And why does Mike look like he's about to say shit?
That's me getting yanked off by the cops. Bouquet,
Bro,
you see
demand-
Narcos?
I demand to be lighter.
Bouquet looks like a fucking gangster out of Narcos.
He does.
He looks like Limon, Pablo's sidekick. Did you
Yeah.
watch Narcos?
Yo, put that
he looks
back
like
up. What are you
Limon.
doing?
What are they, Limon?
Leave that up there. Yo, did y'all see my guy Cam showed up to the driving range in a blue
Jeez.
blazer yesterday?
God.
He had on a blazer at the damn driving range.
All right, so for those are our guys. So Bouquet, Limon has Scooter Scheffler, Brooks Koepka, and who's in the middle there?
That's
that's
DeChambeau.
Bryson. Yeah. I didn't recognize. He looks thin in that picture.
I want to see it. Can you name your 3 besides Rom? Who are the other 2?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Ludwig Aberg,
Okay. And
John
Schauffele.
Rahm, yeah, and Xander.
I know. I'm
Yes,
messing with
sir.
you.
Xander
I got
Schauffele.
Rory Morikawa.
Oh, there you go. I knew you were gonna do that. God Almighty.
Hey, if I'm up there, Nigerian black, I can say Morikawa.
Oh, look, it's Sadiq Mbogo J up there in the middle.
Dude.
You look like the center for the Duke Blue
No,
Devils.
what am I doing? How did that happen? No, I love it. Appreciate
Looking
that.
like come
Bookie.
on, Muluach.
So our challenge comes down to the 3 that combine to win the most money.
God, look at Bouquet. You do not let that man babysit
Yo,
your children.
Let me tell you
Golly.
something, Jose. Going forward, if we have to apply for credentials, you're not using that picture as a headshot.
God, dude.
I have a lot more.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pictures of me in compromising positions.
That's
so,
fantastic. God
Compromise
Almighty.
position, sir.
yeah,
Relax.
spaces, positions, whatever you want to call
Oh
it.
my God! All right, let's do some more live spots. We got to get these bills
Ruben
paid.
Majegas. Rudy's the captain now. Hey, F off, Ruben. Too far. You're going too far. Call me a Somalian pirate.
All right, be careful here.
What the fudge?
It is our ship now.
Yeah, like, what? I'm a Somalian pirate now? Hey, man, this is some bullshit.
I look like I just jizzed in my pants.
Dude,
in my
you look like
picture.
you're about
Good
to say
Lord.
something.
Or I got to take a dump. God. All right.
You should have used Scotty Scheffler's mugshot.
I should have. Oh, yeah, he should have. Golly. Jeez. All right, Texas Cheer Liquor. I'm literally teared up here. The official liquor store of our show is in the building's own Texas Cheer Liquor. 7 locations in and around the greater San Antonio area, including the one in Bernie. They understand the fabric of San Antonio, and they understand they want to give you all some specials to choose from, including that Whistling Pig. Tell us about them Whistling
Whistle
Pig.
Pig, piggyback bourbon, $49.99, piggyback rye, $49, snout to tail, 10-year, $89.99, and rye 10-year, $99.99, which has all been marked down for April. Every bottle of Whistle Pig you buy this month goes into a little Easter basket we have. And at the end of the month, we're going to give away a beautiful Set It and Forget It Traeger for you non-barbecuing some bitches like
nice.
myself. So yeah, we giving away a Traeger, man, because Texas Chill Liquor love the people. And of course, you got your regular April special with the Stella Rosa and that Rossville bourbon, baby. So check them out. Make sure you mention in the building, get that 5%. Don't be shy. We need y'all to let them know in the building because Miss Renee tracks it and she lets us know. So I need y'all to show Renee we in there showing up because if not, she'll cut us off at the end of the year.
All right,
she loves us, but she'll cut our ass off.
Oh, for sure. Let's do some punches. You want to do some punching?
Let's punch somebody.
I'm gonna punch
real quick.
Pat McAfee.
Damn, what did Pat do?
Well, I like Pat. Look, I like his scene. He's probably not the guy that I'm not exactly my kind of dude, but I like the flavor he brings to ESPN.
He loosened it up.
He loosened it up with his tank tops. Did you see what he did in Pittsburgh last night?
No.
Dude, go back and look at this. It was just weird. He had this weird, like, because he's from Pittsburgh. They blocked off like where the Penguins play, I guess, some big arena, and sold tickets. And like went out there with his face mic on like he's doing a TED talk with his tank top. And they basically spent 3 hours of him telling jokes about his life and talking about his life. And they were running different like Pittsburgh people out there, Paul Skeens and Big Ben Roethlisberger. And it was like his life story. And they were giving money away. I guess he was trying to like celebrate being from Pittsburgh and like literally giving out cash awards and stuff. But it was very weird and very self-aggrandizing and just
it's hard to
his ego has now officially gotten out of control. That was a weird ass Black Mirror Netflix shit scene last night.
So he had like a Rome. Remember when Rome used to do a tour stop? So he had like a Rome tour stop.
Yeah, but it was weird. If you get a chance, go look some hype. You'll see.
Is he borderline and narcissistic?
That was over the top last night. What are we doing? Like, no matter how big we get, we ain't doing no stadium. Come hang out and ask us questions. That was weird. It was very strange. Who you punching?
I want to punch the owners or the investors or whoever that owns the nightclub in the DR Jet Set, where now it's up to 200 people.
Oh.
Well, the reason I'm punching them, Mike, is because now video has surfaced. Somebody was in the club a week prior and videotaped two gentlemen, I guess janitors, sweeping up debris that was falling from the ceiling.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they're running around the club and this person's videotaping them like, dude, like, because they can literally see shit falling from the ceiling. These people knew, I'm not saying that they knew it was going to collapse and 200 people were going to die, but they knew like, hey, like as much money this place makes, there's nothing but celebrities in there. A bunch of celebrities. Pedro Martinez has come out and said he has family there.
Damn.
So you got former baseball players, you got all this type of stuff going on. Get your freaking roof fixed, bro. Dude. You clearly got the biggest and baddest club on the island. If shit's falling from the ceiling, you might want to address that.
Pathetic.
So punch those owners for not addressing their roof.
That's a good one. It's a good ender. Ugh. So it's like,
and I hate to even bring that up.
No, it's okay. Not only are they forget punching, there's going to be some prison sentences come down for negligence. No question.
That's up to 2. Yesterday you told me 120 something, right?
Yeah. Is it up to 200
it's
now?
Up to over 200.
I don't know how anybody survived. It's terrible, terrible, terrible scene. All right. We're done. Thank you all. Thank you to Orlando Kill. If you need a family lawyer, if you have a jackass of a wife or a jackass of a husband, or maybe you already got divorced and you need to get the decree changed or something, people move, get new jobs, kids get older, blah, blah, blah. My man Orlando Kill handles all that family law for us at 210-775-4995. You can email him directly at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. All right, tonight we got radio show.
Yes.
KLMO. Me and Rudy, we're worldwide. Shit.
Damn,
we got like 8 shows we do a week now. We're up to 7 with Sunday night show on Anthem TV now.
Right.
It's radio tonight on KLMO and the Lopez Family Broadcasting Network and all their Roku channels. We'll see you all on the radio. Oh, a quick $19.99 by Bobby Godina. Man.
Thank you.
See y'all back on the radio tonight at 6, and then see y'all back on In the Building tomorrow morning. Thank you to Luka. Peace out, everybody. Love you. You forgot.
I did. I did.